optimal though.
What's up guys, thinks.Stay with another video, and today we're going to be profiling Towa post set 10. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and let me know your feedback. Now one of our first videos we uploaded on this channel was Towa, and I liked the deck. It was really good, unique, and wanted to give another try because set 10 it got a lot of great cards that helped it perform on this new meta. So the later you burst 3 and then you look at the top 5, you add a mirror or a foo, and then once you have 10 cards in the warp, she awakens. She only untaps and draws 1, which is alright. And on her front side, which is kind of good, she gets to put 3 in the drop from the warp to the drop, and then you target one of your mirrors and it gets critical, and we already know which card you're going to do that most games. Her other effect is pretty decent. It's a God Strike Bears effect, meaning you tap 1, discard, and then you get to negate a skill from one of your opponent's cards. So pretty good leader overall. Definitely really good now with the new cards. So we're gonna start with the profile. First, we're gonna start our Towa package. Now the Towa package, before we were running like a toolbox engine. This time around, we're since we have more mirror cards to play with, we're focusing more on the consistency of the deck. So this tool is from set 3. It allows you to look to the top 7 at a mirror in a mass saying. The mass saying is pretty important because you can search out a certain card from set 10 that's been doing really well. So we play 4 copies of her. Next up, we run 2 copies of Twisted Sister. This is a counterplay. When your opponent plays a card, you play her for 1 energy, you draw a card, and you target one of your opponent's cards, and you shuffle it back into the drop area. This card is overall really good in the meta against black decks, against Vegex, but it's also good against like any deck that wants to play Grade 8 Saiyan Instinct Son Goku, if they're relying on that as their draw engine, because you're going to be hand controlling them. So this is a really good addition to the deck. And then we play one more copy of Towa. This is just as a 7th copy, but I think I'm gonna be playing a 3rd copy. But right now we're playing this just as to have 7, because there are certain games while I was playing that we would not have enough Towas, or I didn't have the Towa in the warp by turn 3, and I just needed it. So playing 7 copies of Towas. Next up, the best card of the deck, what makes the deck really good, viable right now, is this mirror. If you control no battle cards, you can play them for free, and then you're able to tap 3 and play any 5-drop mirror on top of him, which is good. And then your main combo would be, of course, the first anniversary box mirror. He's what starts your chain off. He has double strike, union, and then like if you attack with him and then you activate union, he will come in active mode. So he's really good. 20, pretty good. So we play him, and then the other target for the mirror from set 10 is this mirror. This mirror has barrier and critical, which is pretty good because with your leader ability you can play him and then play another mirror, give a crit, and now you have 2 crit swings. This mirror, however, when you play it, you get to your opponent warps 2 cards, and then he has the ability, which hasn't really come up all that much, where you pitch 2 cards and you negate an attack. So that's pretty good. These are overall pretty good and slept on. Next up, for 7-drop mirrors, of course, the one and only Mirror Creator Absorb. When you play this card using Union, it gains double strike, and then your opponent warps 3 cards. It's devastating. Swing with it, and it gets plus 5,000 for every card in your warp, which is crazy. And then you obviously give it critical with Towa, and you're literally hand controlling them. Next up, we have a different target too. This is the 7-drop mirror. This is kind of like Fu way back in the day. But he's 30k, double strike, and he only draws 1. The good thing about this card is that you're allowing yourself to not tap out if you're trying to pressure your opponent. He untaps during your opponent's turn, so pretty good. And you can also give a crit via Towa leader. So it's 30k double crit, which is always good. Next up, our little mini engine of mirrors. This is the overall mirror. This is the mirror you're going to be trying to mulligan for and start playing it turn 1. Your opponent has to discard every time you play him via overwhelm, so he's pretty good in that aspect. Next up, the dark absorption mirror. This is another union. This hasn't been doing all that well, but I like to run it as a safeguard, and in case I run out of the 5 drops, or if I don't have targets in deck, this mirror plays one from warp or plays it from hand, the 7 drop. So this is really good overall, but the only downside is that it eats up your overwhelm, so you can't do anything afterwards pretty much, and it costs 4. Next up, another mirror I've been testing out. It's been working out pretty decently. It's just another name, so it adds more consistency to my Towa leader when it's on Awaken. It's a simple card. It's overrun for 4, and it's got crit, so you don't have to give it crit once you Awaken. And then we're playing 2 Banisher Foos. It's searchable off your leader, so it's more targets. And it's a decent removal. Double strike, which is pretty decent. Next up, we have our 1 drops. This is Kai. There's a draw 1 blocker. Pretty good turn 1 if you don't see your Towa 1 drop. And then we have this little robot guy here. This card's pretty important because when you open up with the 7 drop mirrors, this will fix that issue. Now you put it in the bottom of the deck and draw that many cards, so he's pretty good. Or you can mill it off Towa and then use it. It's pretty good. It's just overall a really good card. The Mass Saiyan we were talking about earlier, this is from set 10. This card has been really well. It's been performing well. It deals with Vegex boards. It deals with like Kitku if they swarm the field. It's just overall good overall because it controls the board. You're already controlling their hand, so having a really good board removal is really good, and he's searchable off your 1 drop Towa. Next up, we have another overwhelm. We haven't used this at all, but I like to have it just as a surprise factor. The Bardock overwhelm. He's a free overwhelm and a free double striker. It's just good to have an unexpected finisher. Next up, the Bora, a counterplay. Just a counterplay to have. I don't really play this card all that much, but I just like having the option to have it. Just being able to stop certain cards is pretty good. And then next up, for super combos, I decided with a 2-2 split because I don't know, I just like the versatility of both. Both are good. Obviously, one will be better than another in different scenarios. But this is live turn 2. This isn't as good until like turns like at least 4. But this could win games. It steals games when your opponent is trying to kill you off and they see you activate this, or like, oh, he's not playing BBD, and you just use 1 and then you just catch him off guard. For my secret rare, I'm playing the Migra. Gogeta is another card you could play. I just like playing this card because it's easier to bring out for me. And for me, like, it's a lot less riskier, even though you tap 5 for it, but usually it's not much of a issue. So that's a nice card. Next up, 2 Kais, because we are playing Bibbidi. You can have literally these 2 cards, and your opponent can have a billion cards in hand. You swing, and you just kill them off of these 2. So that's pretty good. Next up, one of my favorite cards in the deck, not even a scratch. You can abuse it with your Awaken leader, negate, and then on your turn, you can, if you have all 3, you can use them, warp them, draw 3 cards, tap 3 energy, and then Towa, bring them back, and if you have 3 more energy, you can tap 3 more and just draw 3 more. It's just pretty insane. And then last but not least, Power Burst, because you have a bunch of targets for it. It's got Sparking if you need it, and it's just overall a pretty good card. If you play against like a mirror match or another hand control deck, this is good to keep your resources up. So overall, pretty good. And that's the deck profile, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And stay tuned. We're going to have a battle with this versus the yellow go tanks. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Team TBA signing out.